Yo, what's good guys, it's Zen. I'm the owner of Element, and today we have a special video for you guys. Today we are back with the Player Spotlights. This is a series where we talk to prominent members of the community, like content creators, or people who pop off in tourneys. We learn a little bit more about them. Let's hop right into it. Welcome, we are back. We are doing the Player Spotlights. This is a series where we showcase some of the longtime competitive community members. These are consistent names who have proven to be people you need to look out for. Today, we are with ELPAdog, ELPAdog. What is good, bro? Introduce yourself.
Hello, dude. My name's ELPAdog. I've been playing Spellbreak since like October of 2018. Been playing in all the comp tourneys and PreAlpha and Alpha and stuff. People know me for a lot of Stoneshaper. Recently I've been playing some frostborn. That's about it.
Okay, so like, did you do like what are you known for, like, or what did you like to do before Spellbreak?
Before Spellbreak, I played Smite competitively, like a semi-pro level, like the amateur league and the minor league and stuff.
Yeah,
and I streamed a lot.
I didn't even know that. Okay, that's what's up. So
Yeah.
like, you said you did Smite tournaments? You said you did it competitively? What was that like?
It was pretty fun. Just a lot of rank grinding, scrimming every day. That's where I really learned. Like, I helped a lot in Spellbreak because the game's not very similar, but I learned a lot, like how to be like a competitive person, how to improve at a video game. Like, you just learn what to do, how to think, like the mentality to have, VOD viewing, like always growth mindset, stuff like that.
For
Being
sure.
a good teammate. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that would translate over. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing didn't translate over though is I got like no aim, so that took a while to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took
For
MOBA
sure.
aim, dude.
But you know what? I feel like Spellbreak is one of the more forgiving games for that. Like, if you never played an FPS or anything, like Spellbreak literally
Yeah.
with the stone gauntlet and everything, you know, like that's
Mhm.
good for like all the new players, and then they learn the projectiles. Yeah, so you said you started way back in October. That's before most people that I interviewed, or most people that I know in general. Do you remember what those experiences were like?
It was a lot of fun. Very small lobbies. Everyone like knew each other. It was pretty cool. Hang around in Spellbreak General Discord, the main Discord, but it was like pretty small, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Nice little community. The game was being patched a lot. It's a very different game, like a totally different game. Like, it's actually insane
So
how different the game is now.
what would you say is like the biggest difference between like pre-alpha Spellbreak to current patch?
The game's a lot more refined now, and I think easier to pick up for most people. There's still a lot of depth in the game, but there was just a lot of stuff going on in pre-alpha, just like too much for most people to pick it up
For sure.
and enjoy it. But it was still very enjoyable. Like, if you pick it up and commit to it, it was so fun. But right now, a lot more people can play it, so it's still good.
Yeah. What did you like to main back then? Because there was like 15 classes, and
Yeah, there was so much crap, dude. I don't know. I think I played Lightning and Toxic, I think. Just because the old Conduit was like wild. Like, you would just get like free damage just for using your rune and stuff.
Oh yeah, the charge rune.
Yeah. And also it just made you faster too. Like, right? It just
Oh
gives you
yeah,
faster move speed.
base. Yeah, if you're like not attacking, you get 20 movement speed. It was so good. Like off drop, you're just looting and you're just faster, or just running,
Yeah.
or just in general. Yeah.
Then I realized after a bunch of people like, can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, after a bunch of people shit on me, like, I was like, okay, I gotta learn to wind jump and stuff. Because like Vandal, a really old name, he would shit on me with like Tempest, Toxic, and stuff. Like, not Tempest, just wind jumping and Toxic and stuff. So I learned all the meta builds. Everyone was doing wind offhand. Eventually I found a player, Tusk, and I just was like, okay, he's stone offhand, I'm gonna steal that. So I kind of rocked with that for a while. But yeah, a bunch of different stuff. I played Tempest Power for a little bit. It was really fun. There's so much stuff. Like,
Yeah. So in a game where like everyone is running wind offhand, how were you able to keep up with that? All that mobility they had.
you just have to get a lot of value out of the boulder. The boulder used to be really big. It was like a Cretan boulder right now, but like, even if you weren't playing Stoneshaper, you had it, so it was pretty strong. And then just when we had Blink in the game, Blink was this rune. Most of you, I'm sure people know Blink, but it was like a small little teleport. So you could like blink to the floor and catch people with stone really fast. It was a really creative way to play stone. Can't really do it anymore. But yeah, you just catch them on the floor really fast, like with stone. So just waiting for them to hit the floor, you would like meet them on the floor.
Yeah. Like
They have to come down eventually, right?
you're in the air and then like you like slam like blink into the ground into a slam.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
like,
you'd also wind offhand too, so you could, if you needed a wind jump, you could also kind of do it.
that was super clean back then. So like you ran that then, and like let's talk about as the patches developed. Like we get to point 30, and now all of a sudden, classes give you an identity, and this is where the legend begins. Elpa the Stoneshaper. Like hot.
Yeah, I just never stopped playing Stone. A lot of people kind of stopped though. Like, I just never stopped. We still could like run both gauntlets, so I was still running like ice and fire on my offhand. So it was really just like, it was really similar build. Like just Stoneshaper class though.
Yeah. So like, what made you decide? Okay, in a meta where there's outbreak burst all of a sudden, what made you decide? Okay, Stoneshaper is still like, there's a niche here. I could still rock and competitive with this. Like, did it give you a certain play style that you were? Was it like similar with the boulder you play around, or like what specifically?
I just really enjoy Stone. I really enjoyed Stone at the time. Boulder's like one of my favorite mechanics in the game, like ever, period. So I love having Boulder. Like, I like, I don't know, I really like running something that people like most people don't run, especially when we're in like a beta game. Like, I felt like a responsibility, like as a top player, to like see how far I could push this one class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. All the stuff you can do, and there's so many different things you could do. Like, you could like belt swap, rune swap, because we had no limitations back then. Like, you could do whatever you wanted pretty much. So, and you could double offhand. So, like, I was still running Frostfire, right? Like, so I could still fight with everyone else. Yeah, pushing the class, like, Toxicology is Outbreak, but like if you boulder fireball somebody, that hits like as hard as an Outbreak if you like sync it properly, or like if you boulder and then earth hit somebody, that's the same thing as like Outbreak damage. So I don't know, just finding stuff like that is really satisfying.
For
getting
sure.
good at it.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Like the boulder is kind of nasty, like even still. And I'm kind of gonna use this to segue. Like the Stoneshaper ended up getting nerfed, but a lot of people don't realize. Maybe I'm intruding. I want you to tell me if I'm wrong, because this is just something that I've been saying. I want you to tell me if I'm wrong here. I think that Stoneshaper was always a damage and a tank class, like free damage class. Now it's just more so a damage class now that the tankness was nerfed.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, because Stone Skin sometimes it's there. It's not very useful, but yeah, you still have all the damage there.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Like, what made you say, okay, it's time to put up Stoneshaper, time to swap the Frostborn?
They like just nerfed Stoneshaper. They took it away, and they buffed Frostborn a little bit. So I was just playing with that. That patch, that patch kind of hit me hard. I think a lot of people don't like that patch, at least like a lot of old players.
Yeah, same patch that potential energy and ignite came out, right? Wow,
so,
what a meta shifter.
Yeah, the only saving grace for me was I was just like, oh my god, you can run faster on Frost Trails, because like over the times of all the patches, Frost used to go so fast. I'm sure you remember that.
Yeah.
You put like a clip up here of somebody like running really fast on Frost, but it used to be like, that was one of the reasons I played the game actually, because like when I saw Frostborn like footage, I was like, oh my god, that looks amazing. Like, I want to do
bro,
that. Like,
I would main it like Frostborn Tempest, because you would carry all the momentum in the NATO. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So they gave us a little acceleration back. So I was like, okay, let me try this. It was really enjoyable too. So I just like kind of stuck with the class. I was like, okay, let me try it in scrims one day. I was like, okay, these are the most stacked scrims, but I'm still doing kind of well. And then I just kept playing it. I was like, Kamsky only plays in duos. And he's like, you sure? But like my stone class was gone, right? So like it was at the time everyone was like, okay, that class is shot, because like its identity was like tanky, right? So
for sure, because for the longest everyone was like Frostborn trash. So it must have taken some convincing to convince your teammates.
Yeah, I did convince myself too, but I just kept playing it. I was just enjoying it. I'm a firm believer of also you are better at you're better at what you enjoy playing. So I was enjoying it a lot.
That's humongous, and that's okay. So that's, you had gotten to the point where you can decide, you know what, I'm gonna run this potentially weaker class. I'm not gonna run with the meta, and I like that. But let's talk about the beginning stages of Elpa. Like, what were your first competitive experiences like? Your first tournament, your first scrim. Like, what was that like for you?
Oh, I mean, I remember like dying off drop in the pre-alpha in our tournaments, like. Or like desperately trying to loot, because like I didn't know that like you can't just loot whenever you want, like because the map is full, like that shit's all gone. Like you have to have a route like set for you, or you like lose the game before you even get to try playing. Like that was like the biggest thing I remember.
Right.
Yeah. What else? I remember tournaments. Those were scary at first, but you just get used to it. I remember Kamsky running tournaments, Haunt running tournaments back in the day. Yeah. And then slowly pushing up, like slowly going from like 10 to like 5 and just like sticking around top 5 was cool.
For sure. So like it was us back then. Like we were looking up to these names, Haunt and Kamsky. You know, Kamsky was 7 Leon back then, Death, all of them, RF Legendary. How does it feel to like be up there and now these legends are like comrades? These are your teammates. Like, do you feel accomplished? Like, do you feel like, damn, we're really doing this now?
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it. It does feel a lot better. But it just happened because like, I don't think I'm like a prodigy gamer or anything, but like I never stopped playing. I always was working hard to get better. Like, and I believe like anyone can do it. So I just kept doing it. Kept studying how they play. Kept seeing what I can improve and just caught up, I guess.
That's huge, bro. And the improvement is apparent. Like, you've been in competitive for a long time, but I feel like recently, like, there's been a spike in improvement. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think would say cause that? Like, you've been grinding, but like, I feel like recently it's been like real apparent. Like, the numbers are just going up for the tournaments. Like, do you feel like you're doing anything differently?
Yeah. So when Kamsky and I started doing a lot, like he kind of stopped playing Spellbreak for a while in like the beta because like his teammates stopped playing, but we were always cool in like the alpha, so he came back and played with me, and we would like snipe each other, like in just 1v1, like for like forever, like for like 2 to 4 a.m. and I think it helped me a lot, like cause those fights are like super. You learn so much, like you're constantly just fighting like another really great player, one of the best players in the game. Like you learn a lot, like little things.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean.
Oh yeah, and we would always VOD review too together. That helped a lot too. So you have VOD reviewing by yourself is great, but you have another perspective is also awesome. Like you just learn so fast. For
sure. And I was talking with Kamsky. He said even when you win VOD review, because there's still things to learn.
Also, it's really great too because when I do with Kamsky, it's like super enjoyable. Like the funny shit what happened like yesterday, we were watching a VOD back, dude, and like there was just some guy I didn't see like staring at me while I was looting. It was like I was dying. I was just crying, dude. I was just crying, like laughing because I didn't see him. Kamsky's like, "What is this, Elpa?" And I still couldn't see it. It was really funny though. VOD review is really good. Like if you want to get better, like no, he was just staring at me, dude. I just wasn't looking. I was looting. I was like telling him on the loot. I'll show you the clip later, dude. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, maybe we add it to the like while you're saying it, I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas? No, I don't. Look in the bottom right. I'm fucking dying, bro. I'm fucking dying. Stop asking. But yeah, VOD be super good. Like also like when I was playing Smite and still Spellbreak, like I follow a lot of other esports just to see like how other like top competitors like compete in their game, like what do they do, what are their mindsets and stuff, and like you have to VOD review to get better at a game. Like that's it with sports too. Like everyone does that. Like you just have to learn. That's how you do it. For sure. So,
I mean,
you're trying to get better. You're going to be the best. Like start VOD reviewing.
Easily, you're just gonna see things that you wouldn't see in the game. Like there's so much happening at once. Like there's a position you could have grabbed. There's always something.
Always something you can improve on. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say like your goal is with competitive Spellbreak? Like why? Like what makes you want to compete in a tournament? Do you want to be the best? Do you want to win some cash? Do you want to make some content? You want to make a name for yourself in esports? Like what makes you go to tournaments? What's your goal with competitive?
I want to be the best. That's ever since I started watching esports since I was like 13. I want to be the best. Like lifting a trophy at like a LAN stage, like that moment, casters like screaming your name, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think there's like no better feeling. Like I think something like ignited in me when I was like 13. I watched like one LAN and like I don't know, like something just happened to me, and I like knew I had to do this. So I've been doing that. Money's fine. Like I play Spellbreak, right? Like our game's not even completely competitively supported yet. Like it's really just about like being the best you can.
Right. For sure, I could definitely respect that. Like there's gotta be Michael Jordans of games, you know? Yeah. There's gotta be that one guy, and it feels good to go for that. I feel like a lot of people in competitive have that same goal.
Mm-hmm.
I respect it. I respect it. So, what do you like aspiring to achieve that? Like, what do you think are like your strong suits? Like, what do you think is consistent across all of your classes almost? Like, what is the Elpa playstyle?
Everyone says I'm smart. Like I said, I never call myself like a mechanical genius or anything. Like sometimes I play on really high sense too, so I might like flick really hard and hit some like really weird shots. But yeah, people just say I play really smart. Like, yeah, I think that comes from all the VOD viewing and stuff. Like you see a bunch of angles and you like know what you're gonna do.
Right.
Being prepared. Like tournaments, I'll set up a game plan for myself the night before, like, and what I want to do to win. But yeah, I think I just take it seriously.
So like, what would that look like? What would that smart gameplay look like if you're in a fight? Like, let's say you're at Banehelm and you see a conduit drop high ground and you know that he's looting. Like, like, how would you approach that fight? Different than someone else, for example.
If I was like Stoneshaper or any class.
Anything.
You loot up first. You don't know they see you. You can look for an angle depending on what you're running, of course, right? First opening is usually huge. People really panic a lot when you get the first opening, even though you can like turn any fight pretty much. They will panic and like give you a lot of pressure. So you're in like a big advantage state. You just kind of keep that, keep your high ground and stuff, keep pressure on them. But yeah, every fight plays differently, but that's like generally what you do.
For sure. So let's go back to like the classes. Like you, through all this time, you switched classes. You went toxicologist, conduit, way back pre-alpha. And then you always kept that boulder though, and then it was Stoneshaper class.
Yeah, I always kept that boulder.
That gets nerfed. Now we're on frostborn. Maybe still using stone offhand, maybe not. But like, what is your favorite class out of everything, or is it frostborn?
I do really like frostborn, dude. Right now, this patch this patch is kind of buggy, so I'm not playing it. But like, if it wasn't buggy, I'd definitely play it. At least rocket and solos or something. But yeah, I really like frostborn. Even though boulder's like still my favorite like thing in the game, favorite sorcery, like. I do really enjoy frostborn.
For sure. So like, why is it? Why do you like it? Do you feel like it gives you a play style? Like, what is it about frostborn for you?
I think it's like just the feeling of like the movement on Alacrity trails just feels really good. Like that's just what I love. Like I love movement in video games. I realized that a while ago too. Like it just feels so nice. You can sword cancel a lot too, which makes you feel like you're doing a lot of special movement. And like, oh yeah, there's something too. Like I stream a lot, right? So back in pre-alpha, I was playing like Pyro Tempest. This was back before like anyone was playing Tempest, because why would you when we all had wind jumping, right?
Yeah.
Like someone in my chat said, you look like you play like you're dancing, and like I don't know, that got like the biggest rise out of me. Like that like so, and people say the same thing when I play frostborn sometimes too. So very similar feeling.
For sure, yeah. Like definitely, I can see that. You rock with the movement. So like, what is one thing that, like, probably the number one thing you need to look out for when you're playing frostborn?
Like harmony players usually, and don't waste your tundra cooldown. Like that's really big. Cause it's a 20-second cooldown. It's a really strong cooldown, but yeah, you can really waste it, and then you're kind of a sitting duck sometimes.
True. And then like, how do you have to play differently with frostborn compared to other classes? Like, do you feel like it's very unique in a sense where like you're playing completely differently? Like for example, toxicologist is like, I need to play sneaky now, maybe. Like, do you think frostborn has its own like unique thing? Like, what do you have to do as a frostborn differently than other classes?
I think you just have to be really smart about. Well, like you can just play like an ice sniper, right? Too. Like that's what everyone says, be like an ice sniper. But if you're actually like in the middle of combat and stuff, you have to be really smart. Like I said, how you use your tundra cooldown and like how you skate on your trails and stuff, and like traverse the terrain like compared to other people. Because like you get like a bunch of little small movement boosts. Like your opponent doesn't have that. They can't do the same thing on Alacrity you can. You literally have like more movement than him, so you really have to like outplay them like that.
Yeah, with the sorcery canceling.
Yeah, your offhand is really important too. Like every class, basically, but like your offhand is super important, because if you're not good with like tox, then that movement doesn't matter. Because why are you like skating around if you can't get a nice tox live on them? But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So seeing how like Spellbreak just released and there's like a ton of new players, do you have like any advice for anyone looking to maybe improve, see competitive success, or maybe just make a name for themselves in the community?
Well, yeah, first join Element, of course, right?
Hey! plug.
Show up to all the scrims you can. Play solos, even if you don't like solos. Like, even like trios and duos, like a lot of it comes down to individual skill. Keep playing. Like, if you start performing well, find other people that perform well. Don't feel like anyone owes you anything. Like, there's no reason for someone to team with you if like you're improving anything. So just keep playing. Like, put your head down and just get results. People know you're good. Bother yourself a lot if you can. If you can stream or record or anything, do that. Watch other people's streams, other good players, especially when they're scrimming or something. I VOD review for free on my stream. If you submit me a VOD, I'll watch it back for you. Like, there's tons of stuff you can do. And play a lot. Like, you have to play a lot. Like, that's number one too.
For sure. All right, yeah. I think that like that is a good note to end it on, dude. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, Elpa. We finally got the interview in.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Do you have any last words? Do you have any shout outs you want to do?
Yeah, I stream pretty much daily. Twitch.tv/ELPAdog. I've been making like advanced guide videos too. Like, people like my frostborn video a lot. I have a video coming out about sword canceling, and I probably will have a Stoneshaper one out soon too on my YouTube. Same thing, just ELPAdog. And like I said, join Element. I couldn't play this game competitively if it wasn't for Element. Like, we've had a lot of other tourney discords and competitive discords, and they all kind of like went to shit. But Element's been staying strong and growing and stuff, and they're doing the most they can with our very baby stages of a competitive game at the moment. So yeah, join Element. Donate to Element.
Hey, appreciate you. Peace.
Peace, man.